What's up, guys? Today is the first day of our Cities Skylines 2 playthrough. In this episode, we're going to be choosing our map, designing our first neighborhood, building initial city services, so strap in, get a snack and relax. We're going to get right into it. Make sure to like and subscribe, by the way, for the algorithm. Hello guys, and welcome to my Cities Skylines 2 playthrough. So, to start off, we're going to be using a custom map, the Everglade Heights map. I like this map because I want to make something that's similar to Florida. This is a Northern Hemisphere, North American map, and it's kind of like warmer temperature as well. So I wanted it just to be something kind of like warm, has a lot of natural resources for farms, because we're going to be making a lot of farms. I just wanted something kind of like really flat, kind of similar to Florida. So gonna roll with that. So this is how we start on our map. Actually a pretty small map. We have some cool area out here, like some really lush area. They can give us some really picturesque views. So you may do something really cool through here, like a cool little neighborhood that like cuts through this like really marshy area. Let's see, we have some area for some farming. Maybe we'll make our downtown area. This is a tough one, because I mean your downtown area is a really important area. I guess first of all we have to look at, go and pause it. We have to look at the wind direction. So our wind direction is going this relatively north. So if it's going this way, we're gonna be looking to put a lot of our industry around this area and up here. So maybe we could do like a cool little, like a bay with a dock. That way ships can come in and deliver goods over here. Also, we'll probably end up doing our downtown probably in this general area. It's easily connectable to the coast. We're gonna be able to make a great highway system that comes through here. We'll probably make this like a really cool, cozy, higher end neighborhood is what I'm assuming. And then we'll make this like a big, maybe like tourism area or something kind of cool. We'll see what we end up doing with this stuff. This is all very early ideas, but this is what we have in our initial grid. Well, our initial little box. So we're gonna make a neighborhood to begin off. I don't know how I feel about this interchange, but we'll probably go back and fix it later. For now, I want to make this upgrade into a medium road, and this medium road is gonna be our main, like basically arterial for the entire neighborhood. And it's probably gonna carry down, loop through here, and then come down this way. Let's upgrade this. So we're gonna use our replace tool. We're gonna upgrade this to a 4-lane road. We're gonna carry this road down just a little bit, keeping it 180 as long as we can. And then we're gonna go ahead and curve it, because I want it to kind of run parallel through here. So maybe like through here and then bend again to come like down here, even though that's gonna be at a later time. But let's go ahead and put a straight road that runs all the way through here. Probably towards the middle-ish. Think about right there, it'd be perfect. And then we're gonna connect this up with a curved road so that it looks nice and beautiful. Make sure it's at a 180s. I'm gonna go ahead and curve it directly into that road. And that's gonna be our main backbone for this area. We're gonna have to develop a better system for this highway, but for now, we're just a small town, so we're not gonna overthink it. We're gonna put a small road. We're gonna fork it off from this highway. Make sure it's at a 90 degree. And just bring it down. And we can bring it down all the way until it goes directly into here. So we're gonna go ahead and get our curve tool. Gonna come down a little bit. We're just gonna curve directly into our main road. So I'll probably upgrade this eventually to a 6-lane road, because I want it just to be like the main backbone of this little neighborhood. So it's gonna be like our little main street that just travels along this oddly shaped area and just kind of comes down. So what we could do actually is we can make this a highway, but first going to need a highway. So it will go back and make this a highway later on. But for now, we're going to start our first grid. We're going to make sure that that's spaced out as much as possible. We don't want it to be, our connections to this road be too close together. We want it to be a little bit spaced out. We're going to bring this road down to give it a little bit of something different. I don't think we're going to do it with this regular road. We're going to do it with an alley instead. As you can see, the zoning in this game is still something they're still ironing out. I really want them to bring something that'll enable us to just have the proper zoning be available. Like, why is there zoning on this road? Like, I should be able to choose which road I would like something to be zoned on. So I'm hoping that comes back in this game eventually. I know it will, because I think enough people in this community has kind of complained about it. So I'm hoping that it come back very soon. But for now, that's what we have. We're going to make a little road that goes into here, and that'll give us another connection into this neighborhood. So we're going to have to go back and make this roundabout a little bit bigger. It's pretty small right now, but it's just a start. Go back and make that a little bit bigger, and then we're going to make another connection right here from this road. So yeah, that is the bones for our first neighborhood. Let's put a little bit more area to live. This is some area that we're not really going to be too crazy about having it super zony, so we're gonna like stretch it around and give it a really organic feel. Maybe connect it back in here. Actually, we're gonna delete that. I'm not a huge fan of how that looks right now. Actually, let's take this out straight. We're gonna bring this out straight. And then from here, we're gonna start doing our little curves. Do a little bit of a curve. Then curve around here. And then we're gonna curve back into this road. Probably keep that available right here. Don't want to overcrowd it. And then we'll do just a little road that just snakes its way along this coast and then ends right here. Those would be our that'll be our first little organic little neighborhood that has a grid-like pattern into it. We have our first little residential area. I think that looks pretty nice. For this playthrough, I'm turning off the day-night cycle simply because I want it to look as bright as possible while I'm building. Maybe for like cinematics and stuff, we'll make it look a little bit more, we'll turn the day-night cycle on and make it look a little bit more entertaining. But for now, we're gonna keep it on stuff, and I just don't want it to be like super dark or anything, and you guys be like, oh man, I can't see. So for now, we're gonna keep it this way. All right, so next, now that we have our first little residential area set up, now we're gonna try and put together our first little industrial area and our tile. That way we can meet the initial industrial area requirement for our city and make a little bit of money and put down our big power plant over probably in this area. So we're just going to take a little road. We're going to bring it all the way down here. I'm not going to do anything spectacular. Sorry, guys. Probably just like a super simple grid. Actually, I might use the new grid tool for this. So we're going to take alley. We'll start it about here. And I think that might be good. Just as like a base for our area. Because like I said, this is actually like super temporary. We're going to delete probably all this in the future episode. But for now, this is what it looks like. Let's go ahead and get some power in. We might buy power because we have access to access to it from outside. So we might just buy it for right now, to be honest with you. So there might be a slight hesitation for me in building a power plant too early, simply because, like I said, guys, I don't want this to be a build that is too just too smoggy. Like, you know, things just start looking crazy after a while. For me personally, I don't want this to be like in super heavy industrial area. I just want it to be something really natural. So for now, we're just going to do our main thing. So we're going to do like our pumping station. So we do like maybe like a water tower. I don't know if we have any. Doesn't look like we have any underwater reserves around here. So we can just use a pumping station instead. Big important thing with the pumping stations, you got to see where your water direction is going. For this, our water is kind of coming into here. It's dancing around in here. It's coming up from here. So this isn't probably a great place to put a pumping station on this side. This side looks like same thing. It's kind of like just all moving around a little bit. We'll probably go back and adjust this pumping station, but for now, we'll go ahead and put it probably about here, just somewhere where we can connect the road pretty easily and get some water to the city. And that'd be one less thing that we have to buy. So instead of connecting it organically now that we are on CS2, we could just make a road. Let's make a straight road. And let's bring it this is all temporary, but we'll make it look pretty for the time being that it's gonna be years. So we're gonna bring it down. We're gonna curve up. We could even just bring it right into this neighborhood, because this is this hierarchy thing just being over here. So for now, it'll be just a cool little dirt road that just kind of carries along and goes into this area. But by the end of this episode, I might make that a little bit more pretty. So now we're gonna go in and we're gonna start, well, first of all, we gotta make sure that our water is connected. It looks like it is. Once we press play, it should start pumping properly. Let's see what we do. See if we get some water pumping going in here. Make sure this is running. Efficiency is 100%. We have 0 employees, of course, because we have no people who live in the city. For power, we might buy power. Let's go ahead and actually just start zoning in our first residential, guys, and then we'll see where we're at. So let's put a pathway down, because we're gonna have to, like I was saying earlier, the zoning in this game is a little bit funky. So because, as you can see, on this road, the zoning is on this road, but on these roads, the zoning isn't on these roads. So at least for up here, so it breaks the zoning up completely. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna put a pathway right here to make sure that it doesn't zone on this street, enabling us to zone on these little side streets. So we're not gonna do the big paint fill, because I think it can look a little bit ugly at times. So we're just gonna put in a couple little homes. We can make them kind of bigger because This is just going to be a residential neighborhood. Gonna let that zone in. I'm just gonna check this out, see how it looks. First of all, we're gonna try and see if we can get this to zone in properly. As you see, we need electricity and we need sewer. So first two things that we're going to do. I want to put a sewage outlet, but the problem is sewage is going to be tough in this city, simply because until we get some tiles, we're not really going to be able to put sewage into the water because of how the water is going. It's going to just kind of float into this weird area and not really do what we need it to do, which is eventually we're going to need to get rid of this the sewage and poop from our residents. So it's not going to be a great idea to do that. Now, the game has mechanics in it now to where you can trade in sewage. You can actually just buy sewage as you go. So we're going to go ahead and speed up the game a little bit. We're going to see if our city can go ahead and buy sewer. For right now, we'll just pay the extra costs to have the game. We'll have a different city, the city that we're connected to out here, take care of our sewage for us until we become a little bit bigger and we can buy a water treatment plant and we can deal with our sewer and poop ourselves. We're going to go ahead and see. We still have the sewage up here, so we might have to pay for sewage until we can get it figured out. I got to figure out how we can get our sewage going in a way that's going to be a little bit non-destructive until we can kind of upgrade this area. It could be because we're not actually connected right here going into this, so I'm going to try to see if we can connect this, and for now, just purchase sewage. I promise, guys, we're going to make our own water treatment plant later. I just don't want it to be a situation to where we just have a bunch of poop because of the game not being optimized yet. It's really hard to get rid of. There's no real surefire way to get rid of poop once it's in your water, so that would be a very big problem for our coast that we can't get rid of any poop in the water. So for now, we're just looking for alternative ways to do it. Game is we're gonna have to figure out how to get through these first couple milestones with this sewage outlet, which it shouldn't be too bad. Let's go ahead and check our water and sewage. We unlock the water treatment plant after 2 of these development points, so we unlock it pretty early into the game. We're just gonna go ahead and risk it for the biscuit. Go ahead and put a sewage outlet out here as far away as possible, preferably. Ooh, this is tough, so I really don't want it to be over here near our downtown, but I also don't want it to be near our drinking water either. So this is tough. Eesh. Let's put it over here for right now. There's a glitch in the game. If we get down to it and we cannot get rid of it, there is a way to get rid of sewage. That if we have to resort to it, I really don't want to resort to it because the game is broken. We might have to in a later episode. So if I do end up doing that, I'll be very transparent with you guys on doing it and how to do it, how to get rid of your sewage, because it is a pretty interesting problem right now. So for now, we're just gonna put that sewage there, and we're also going to make our small coal power plant over here. So we got to find somewhere for it to fit. It fits right here, looks like. An important piece though, you see back here on the back of our power plant, we have a connection for our transformer, because we're going to need to use a transformer to break down this power into something that we can actually use for our city. So we might delete a little bit more of our grid to make sure that we can put this power plant in here. Yeah, we're going to go ahead and put our power plant right here. As you see, as I was saying, there's the area for the power line to come in, to where that's where you need to go ahead and make sure the power that's coming in is the right thing, and that it isn't too high, too high of a voltage to where your city can't break it down. We're going to go ahead and put a transformer station right here. We unlock Tiny Village. With that, we get a progression point. So we're going to need one more progression point until we can get our water treatment plant. But for now, that's pretty cool. And we got $600,000, which is extremely major to upgrading our city. So that's just by building roads and building up our city to begin with. So you got to love it. So we're going to take this down. Going to run it across. For now, we're going to kind of actually, we don't need to put any big electricity currents that run through here yet. Let's go ahead and take this, bring it up, bring it around out here, and then we're going to run it across the street right here, and that is going to do it for our electricity problem. So that should be our sewage, and that should be our electricity problem. And let's see if this fixes it. We have to connect this through a electricity cable. Easiest way to do it is to make a road that comes all the way through here and comes across. But for now, what we're going to go ahead and do is just run an electricity cable underneath. So we're going to go down, move our elevation down. We're going to take this and run it all the way under. Actually, we're going to redo that. Let's make sure that that works. So we're going to unpause. Yep. And we have internet connection. I mean, not internet connection. I'm sorry, guys. We have power connection. Now we have power connection. These guys should stop complaining about everything. For whatever reason, we have high rent. Why we have high rent, I have no idea. This game is a little bit broken. It's a little bit broken right now, so all right, for now, we're just not going to worry about it, because honestly, guys, I'm not sure exactly why they have high rent. Whatever. We're going to try to go ahead and put in some more houses. So we'll do a little time lapse and zoning some of this stuff, and we'll be right back. Something important that I actually realized that I did not do was even out some of this area, this ground level. So that very important piece that I would tell you guys is level out some of this area before you start building. That's actually really important in this game, because your buildings will look like trash if you don't. So we're going to delete this little area, and we're going to start it back again. So here we're just putting in some commercial with some little bigger plots over here. Just trying to switch it up as much as possible, just to make sure we're getting a good mix of a lot of different types of buildings. One thing about this game right now is the assets aren't very different, so you get a lot of asset repetition. So for now, we're going to go ahead and just continue zoning in. Let's play a little bit. We're going to go ahead and continue to zone in and get rid of these pathways as we go. So as our zoning kind of finishes up over here, we're just going to do a little tally of our initial little residential area. So we got some cool little buildings coming in. The high rent is gone, thank God. Got some houses coming off of Cypress Street. We also have some nice little commercial buildings that are on Sterling Street that are going to work as this area's kind of like commercial district. So we're going to put most more commercial on this road, kind of because we don't want to put it really on anything other than that. Maybe this road, probably for sure this road, because this is going to be like one of our main like streets. It's just we want to make sure that this road is upgraded first before we start planning out any commercial, and we want to keep the zoning to basically to a minimum. So for now, we'll just kind of stay away from that. And we're going to put, I think I'm just going to put some medium density housing along here. Maybe in this little box right here. Then we're going to put some more low density on the surroundings. Throw in some more commercial. Throw in some industrial over in this area. Because like we're already getting some pretty nasty pollution going on over here. So we don't want to be doing too much with this because, like I said, we're going to be moving this over to a further area in the future. And because of the wind blowing this way, we want to keep it as much this direction as we can. So we really want to have it more so somewhere like down here instead of where it's at, which is like right here. But for now, it works. We're going to get back to the zoning and we'll be right back. We're going to go ahead and fill in this area with some medium density row housing because it's on a little bit of a, like, probably you can barely see this, but because it's on a little bit of a dip, the row density housing, from my experience, has some of the best like adjustments to where it'll really like make sure that everything kind of remains leveled throughout. So that's what we're gonna do for right now. We're not gonna put too much zoning for this. We're actually gonna take out that. We're gonna do some more low density for now and get back to it. So as we wait on some of this residential to kind of zone in, I'm going to go ahead and put some trees, put some pretty heavy trees later into this. For now, actually, we're just going to keep it, regular. Oh no, the sewage has started, y'all. The poop. Yes. This is such a big problem in the game right now that really just needs to be fixed. This poop problem. We're gonna have to do some work to get rid of that, but for now we're gonna keep it. We're not gonna do too much to it. Let's zone in some more commercial, and then we're gonna see where our city stands in a little bit. All right, so our residential area is looking pretty nice. Pretty nice. We have some cool low density residential neighborhoods that have spawned up. They all look pretty good. Look at this little guy walking through here. Bring it back down to regular speed. It's like maybe she's going to work or something. She's going, she's actually wealthy, poorly educated, wealthy, going to work. She's an employee at Raw Run Bikes. Well, isn't that cool? And look at this guy sitting down in the middle of the year while this crane. This is really dangerous, guy. Oh, okay. Actually, he was just being in position to have the first seat over at Leafy Greens, our brand new commercial building. So, shout out to you, guy. You will be remembered always. Peter, what's your name? Peter Huber. Shout out to you. Uneducated and wealthy. Welcome to the neighborhood. So now we're going to start adding in some of things that we need. So we need healthcare. So we need a medical clinic. Our neighborhood will love that. And it looks like we have enough money to supply a medical clinic. So medical clinic is $40,000 upkeep a month. Has a base payment. We have no healthcare at all right now, so some is better than none. We're probably gonna put it on our main strip, quote unquote main strip. So something pretty central, maybe about here-ish, because we want to have enough room to expand in the future. So I think we're just going to go ahead and put that right there. So that's the first of the many services that we need. Second of all, we need some death care. So we need a cemetery. This is a really big asset in this game. So we're going to need a lot of space. So I think a perfect spot is actually right here, which is why I left this area open. If you guys are watching the beginning of this video, so it's gonna leave this area open for something. This is what I'm leaving this area open for. It's actually for our cemetery. Now for our cemetery, we're gonna make a little road and then put it out here. This cemetery has a lot going on. So we're gonna create a little area for it. So we're gonna bring the alley out. About here, back here. And then we're just going to take our cemetery. We're going to put it as close to the middle as possible. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yep. It's exactly in the middle. Perfect. So now we have our cemetery, which is going to take care of basically a lot of this area. We're probably going to have to put a crematorium later on down here for our really wealthy neighborhood. But for right now, this is a cool little cemetery that's going to start us off and be a solid rock foundation for our neighborhood. Look how beautiful it is. It's a really, really nice asset. Got some cool stuff in the back going on. Nobody's here yet, but there's a whole lot of graves. Not very many graves for, I guess, anybody new to be buried here, unless they're just kind of just pre-prepared and they're gonna take all this stuff out the ground and put it back in. But hey, this is a video game, so we're not gonna get too deep into that. But yeah, little cemetery. We're gonna do upgrades probably right now because we have the space. I'm gonna put this little building over, I think, off to the side. I'm gonna put this, what is this? This is a mausoleum, which is a $7,000 upkeep about here on the back end. The cemetery becomes a sightseeing attraction after this, so we get some attractiveness. It's a pretty cool piece. I actually hate the backdrop of that because of these huge power lines and that big coal power plant back there. But hey, for now, yeah, beggars can't really be choosers. I actually want to check out our electricity trade while we're doing this. Let's make sure we're good with electricity. Everybody's happy. We have plenty of electricity to go around, so this shouldn't be a problem at all. Well, but you never know. This game can be a little bit funky sometimes. And then I think we're going to hold off on the temple, get some cool little well-being, but for now, we're going to keep it pretty bare bones because we don't spend all of our money. We have a pretty decent amount of money, but we're losing 2,000 an hour. Well, yeah, 2,000 an hour right now. So we want to keep our expenses to a minimum where we can. What we're really waiting on is our specialized industry, which we don't get until milestone 3. So for now, we'll go ahead and put some industrial out here. Not a lot, but just something to where people can just go and get to work. So we really don't care. We're going to put a little bit of stuff out here, a couple of smokestacks. Nothing too close to our power plant. It's probably a safety hazard. Yeah, for now, we'll let this run a little time lapse and we'll see how this looks. All right, so we have our first little smokestacks that have come in. This is the back of the building, but yeah, pretty good. Got Marinus. Looks like they make maybe athletic footwear. I don't know what they would need a smokestack for that. Maybe because they make shoes. I don't know. And we have Tex Tailors, which is also a pretty cool building. This looks like maybe like some storage. This is full of poods. Whatever that means. Moving on. So we got some cool little buildings over here. In conclusion, I was hoping we unlocked Tiny Village from that, but we didn't. Not very much to my surprise. So we're going to do a little bit more zoning and get some medium density residential housing in here. Since now we actually have room to get it. Because we have enough zoning demand to do so. I mean, look how fast this just evaporates. We definitely need more commercial. We need more industrial. And we need more low density. So let's get to zoning. So we're making sure to go in. We're taking out some of the zoning here to try to get some asset diversity within our different buildings that are coming in. So that's an important piece. We're gonna do some landscaping a little bit later. That's gonna really like bring it all together. But for now, it's looking pretty good. I'm liking how it's coming together. So next step, I'm reserving some of this area. I think this is going to be, so we're going to have commercial coming that comes down here. Just bring up the zoning for you guys. We're going to have a commercial zoning that comes down here, comes through here, and then it continues down this left side of this commercial street. Actually, we reached small village. Perfect. So first thing we're gonna do, we're gonna pause the game. We're gonna go to our progression. We're gonna buy a water treatment plant with our development points because we need to get rid of sewage as soon as possible. It's kind of lame. We have to do it so early, but we have to get rid of it immediately. Like this has to go. Like, look at this. Like, look at this. We haven't had this for that long, and look how much water pollution we have already. So this has to go. Goodbye forever, sewage outlet. You suck. And we're gonna delete this road. We're gonna put a water treatment plant over here in our cool little industrial, would this be an industrial village? Yes, industrial village. So we're gonna put it right here on this road. Boom. Actually, they did thumbs down for that. I don't know why they did a thumbs down for me putting a water treatment plant right next to them, but hey, I kind of don't really care. Yeah, we're gonna get some water treatment in here. Instead of having poop go directly into our beautiful bay. Now, how we're going to get rid of this poop that is here, because I'm gonna be honest with you guys, there's actually no way of this disappearing. Like, there's no natural way of doing it. So there's no way in the game for poop to just kind of get rid of it. Like, there's nothing in get rid of it. In Cities Skylines 1, there's like the little floating things that get rid of it, but in this game, there is no way to get rid of it. So I'm gonna cheese it a little bit. So we're gonna be putting a level. We're gonna be grabbing our level terrain tool. We're gonna be clicking right here, like the coast. We're gonna be bringing this out, bringing it around, surrounding this area. We're gonna run the simulation for like 2 seconds. We're gonna go back in here. We're gonna grab this water, and then we're just gonna push that back out. Now we're gonna have to fix our coastline. Hopefully that doesn't come back and bite me in the ass, but right now. So let's continue. Now that you guys know the plan, put just commercial here, and then commercial down on this area. We're gonna go ahead and continue probably some mixed use beyond this street as well. But for right now, yeah, we're gonna continue to do our zoning. We're gonna put some really small homes right here, over here by the street. After this comes in, this would be like basically the last piece of residential zoning that we're gonna do for a little while. Because we have other things that I want to do. Just add in more services, because we just unlocked some new services. So it's about that time for us to put some new services in here. Let's add on this right here. I'm scared it's gonna zone to this street. So we're gonna wait till this comes in first, and then we'll put in a little residential piece. And then we're gonna delete this. We're gonna put in our commercial right here, because we are lacking on our commercial. We're gonna put a really big commercial piece right here. We're just gonna space it out, because I usually like to just space out my commercial. I don't want it to be like too jammed all together. Maybe for this one, we'll put these like right here. Yeah, we're looking amazing so far. We could probably zone in, well, we're gonna wait to zone in this commercial here on this strip, but for now, let's move on to our next big thing, which is going to be our school. Now, the question is, do I want to put my elementary school here? Do I want to put my high school here? My high school actually isn't going to fit. So we're going to put our elementary school here first. put our high school. That's a good place for us to put our high school. Actually, a great place for us to put our high school is right over here in this area. It's big enough. There's plenty of space. Also, it's like a cloud or something. It's like this huge cloud just surrounding the top of our city. I don't know why. But we're going to go ahead and put our elementary school down here for now. I think we're going to reserve a lot of this area for our elementary school, so we're not going to probably zone anywhere in here. Going to kind of keep it as a public space. So I like to space out my buildings for the most part. We could add on our children's clinic. It'll fit right here eventually. And we can also add in our extension wing. We have enough space for that. The only thing for now that we're going to put is this playground. So we're going to put a playground right here. Or we could put it right here, actually. We're going to put it right here. And from here, we're going to come through. Gonna wrap this around the school. Then we're gonna get a little bit, curve it a little bit, then bring it over to this side. And then this area is gonna be a lot of trees. Well, once we get to the landscaping piece of this video, we'll do a little bit more on that end, but right now that looks pretty cool. And this whole area is going to be medical clinic. Probably put a bit of some parks over here, and then which we won't get parks until Grand Village, which is kind of crazy to me, but hey. And maybe we'll actually put some houses right here, and we'll go ahead and fill in this little surrounding area with some really small suburb houses. Maybe even put some waterfront houses over here. Let's go ahead and zone this up. So we're giving these buildings enough space to just kind of have their own space because they're our waterfront housing. I just want it to just look very spaced out. I don't want them to look too closed in as like these two. This is gonna have to go. We only need one right here. So we're gonna get rid of one of these blocks and see if it fixes into zoning. No. Okay. We're just gonna get one side of this and just make sure it's just one building. Actually, we're gonna switch the side on that because I want it to not be as close to that. Honestly, I really do like these waterfront housing. They make pretty cool houses. I think a lot of the time they come with their own little, which is weird. They're called waterfront housing. Let's see if any of them spawn so I can show you guys. They're called waterfront housing, but they come with little, none of them spawn yet, but they come with little pool areas behind them, which is strange because if they're waterfront housing, typically you would want to rely on the waterfront piece of it to supply you with water. But I mean, I guess I'm from Florida, so we have a lot of natural water, and we have pools. We have a lot of pools because of the climate. So I guess, but I don't know. A little bit of a wasted opportunity to me. All right, so now that we have all this stuff kind of just coming in, we're going to start doing a little bit of our landscaping portion. After we put in this high school very quickly. Now, the high school we're going to put right here. And we unlocked large village. So we get $800,000. We get 3 progression points that we can use for anything we like. And we're just going to go ahead and finish up this high school since now we have the money to do so. Ooh. I did not account for the size of this. Actually, I did. That works perfect. Perfect. And then we'll add on these extension wing and school library at a later time. We really just kind of don't need it right now. But yeah, it's the high school. Looks beautiful. Beautiful asset. A beautiful asset. Cool. Can't wait to see people begin to use it. Let's actually check our education right now. So we have 47 people 47 students who are eligible for school. We have a capacity of 1,000. Well, we have 50 eligible. We have 47 who are attending school currently. And now we have 2 who are teens who are in high school. So I'm actually really excited about getting this. And we're going to go ahead and do some landscaping. With a current population of 541, I think we're good to start our landscaping portion of the video. So our main trees that we're going to be using for this build is the oak. We're going to be using a spruce. Since this is supposed to be a Florida build, we're going to be using the Florida palm tree. And then we're also going to be using the royal palm tree because this is my favorite palm tree in the game. So we'll be using a mix of those 4 with some bushes, with some probably hickory, and a couple pine as well. So we'll go in and begin the process of doing some detailing. that's the end of episode 1. I want to thank you guys for tuning in for the first episode of our new city, which is yet to be named. It might be named by the time you watch this video, though. But definitely leave some naming suggestions for our city in the comments below. If you guys like the content, make sure to like, subscribe. Hitting that thumbs up does so much for the channel and just does a lot for me. So I just want to say thank you guys for tuning in, and until next time, I'll see you guys.